Let's rank every Valorant agent from worst to best in ranked after the map changes, in my opinion. In very last place, I'm going to be putting Harbor. When Abyss came out, I thought he might be decent on it, but he ended up being pretty mediocre, and he's not that good on Pearl either. Overall, this agent doesn't find its place in the meta currently, without the whole team comp being based around him. He can be pretty good with the right team around him though. Especially in the lower ranks, it's quite hard to get value out of Harbor. In 24th place, I chose KO. In theory, KO is a great agent, capable of disabling enemies abilities, throwing perfect pop flashes, and he's even got a molly. But in ranked, it's a different story. You end up with one KO who blinds your whole team, only flash for themselves, and on top of that, other initiators get way more value than KO currently. In 23rd place, we have Sage. She's definitely one of the worst agents in the game, despite what the edators want you to think. Ever since her heal was nerfed to only self-heal for 30 HP, she's been tossed aside by most players. I do think with some tweaks, this agent could be pretty viable though. If they doubled her self-heal and dropped her ult cost by a point, she would be in a way better spot in ranked. But if you want to be in a better spot mentally after playing some ranked, you should check out War Thunder. War Thunder is an epic free-to-play multiplayer military style action game where you can participate in intense and large-scale battles all across the world. When I say these battles get intense, I mean you can literally drop a nuclear strike on the battlefield, control guided missiles, use night vision, and tons more. But if you're like me and you like intricate gameplay, you're gonna love War Thunder. Not only is the gameplay tactical and immersive, but the vehicles are extremely detailed and realistic with their own upgrades, and if you want to take things to the next level, you can fully customize all of your vehicles any way that you want. I like the jet with the Jaws face in particular, and that's just one way that War Thunder is constantly evolving and improving. The recent update Dance of Dragons is awesome too. They added a new line of French combat boats, American aircrafts including the A-10 Thunderbolt and the tactical bomber F-111, alongside two new Chinese fighter jets and more. So what are you waiting for? Download War Thunder for free on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox by using the link in the description. All new players and those who haven't played War Thunder for half a year or more will receive some special bonuses. A special decorator, Eagle of Valor, 100,000 silver lions, and even more gifts. You can also fully immerse yourself in the exciting battles in War Thunder Mobile, an epic mobile multiplayer action game. Download and play it for free on iOS or Android using the link in the description. In 22nd place is Brimstone. While he's not the worst pick, he's definitely not the best in most cases ever since Clove released, which dropped his value a lot. His ult and molly combo can be really strong if you have lineups, but lineups give you a pretty big advantage in some rounds on attack halves, but overall it's a lot better to play Clove in ranked these days. In 21st place, we have Breach. This agent is solid when it comes to team play, but when it comes to rank, he's not the greatest. Trying to get your teammates to peek off your Breach utility is an impossible task at times, and it feels like you end up using your entire utility belt for yourself a lot in ranked, which isn't great for his kit. He's a high potential agent held back by the lack of teamwork in low elo ranked, in my opinion. If you're in Radiant Immortal, he's a pretty good pick though. In 20th place, I put Astra. Before Pearl was in the map rotation, I had her as the worst agent in Valorant, but since Pearl is back, she is easily the best controller on that map. This is mostly due to her being able to place her star on B long and pull it back at the start of every round to condition your enemies to be careful of B and allowing for you guys to safely cross. Outside of Pearl, she's not the best agent overall. Her kit is just great for that map though. In 19th place is Chamber. He's pretty much an all aim agent at this point rather than a sentinel, so this agent's impact solely depends on the player playing him. Overall, his kit isn't that bad currently, but he's missing something still. I think he would rank higher if we weren't in an oppressive Killjoy and Cypher meta right now. It's hard to recommend playing this agent because of that. In 18th place, we have Vise. As the newest agent to Valorant, she hasn't grown into the meta much yet. I think the main problem is how ineffective her abilities are. Her wall can be easily baited by enemies, her flash is good, but it's an odd ability, and the Razor Vines only deal damage to enemies who move in it, and it's not a crazy amount. Her ultimate is good, but this agent just feels a bit underpowered as a sentinel. She's definitely better than Chamber and Sage though. In 17th place, I put Viper. Now with Icebox out of the rotation, it's really hard to say where Viper can be good at. She's good on Bind and a double controller team comp, but that's pretty hard to pull off in ranked. She's alright as the second option to Astra on Pearl, since Astra is a hard agent to play. But there's just not a place for her in the meta right now with both Breeze and Icebox out of the map pool alongside her somewhat recent nerfs. In 16th place is Deadlock. I personally think this agent is an underrated sentinel currently that's just being outshined by Killjoy and Cypher. I think this is backed up by her having the second highest win rate in ranked currently. But at the same time, that mostly comes from people playing her who are good at her like Boney. Icebox and Lotus were also decent maps for Deadlock, so seeing them go brought her down just a bit. In 15th place, we have Fade. I ranked her slightly lower before, but with Pearl returning, she's definitely jumped up a bit due to being one of the best initiators on Pearl. Outside of that map, she's a solid pick too, but just not the best in most cases. Leading to her 15th place position, she has some cool abilities though and is really good in a double initiator teams especially. In 14th place, I put Sky. I hardly see her getting played anymore, and her win rates have been dropped off a cliff, which she's not the worst pick for initiator currently. She's not really the best on any map apart from Bind really. This is just due to a lot of nerfs she's received over time, which have made it so she's not really in the meta anymore for the most part. In 13th place, I chose Phoenix, which the upcoming 9.10 patch, that's gonna make his flashes rechargeable. I see this agent getting a bit better, but as he is now, he's a solid duelist in rank due to his simplicity and effectiveness. His ultimate is great for a free entry, and the rest of his kit is easy enough to follow up with. Just don't flash your teammates and you're good to go. In 12th place, I had to put Omen. He's easily the best smokes player on Ascent, but outside of Ascent, we've seen Clove take over most maps as the main controller in ranked. Despite how good Clove is for ranked, Omen is a solid pick on most maps due to his outplay ability, overall versatility, and the Paranoia is just a great ability. It allows you to flash for your teammates. In 11th place is Sova, with Icebox leaving the map pool and both Split and Pearl returning. That's one less map that Sova is good on. While he's still great on maps like Haven and Ascent, I just have to imagine there's going to be less Sovas around before this update. Sova can be a good flex pick on maps like Sunset and Abyss if you know how to play him right though. In 10th place, I put Raze. Split coming back into the map pool gives her two great maps for the current rotation in Split and Bind, but outside of that, she's not played a whole lot anymore. I think the nerfs she's got to her satchels and the buffs other duelists got pushed her from being a universally good agent into being a more map specific agent. In 9th place, I put Gecko. He recently got some nerfs and his best map, Lotus, was taken out of the rotation, but he's still a great agent. He's pretty much the initiator you can pick on any map and do fine with currently. Being able to pick up your abilities over and over and over is pretty strong as well. Using your Desi properly can get your team tons of information and you can just spam him all around. In 8th place, I chose ISO. He's a solid duelist, his double tap is broken. Getting a shield that can tank one instance of damage from any source is just always going to be strong. He can tank an op shot, he's pretty balanced and in line with the other duelists, but he lacks something that would make him excel in his role. He's more of a kill agent similar to Reyna. In 7th place, I put Killjoy. Her kit is really strong. She can practically watch two different angles without holding them at all between her turret and alarm bot. She's a great choice on most of the maps in the current pool, especially Ascent. Other than that, she mostly takes a backseat to Cypher on a lot of maps since his kit is so good right now. In 6th place, I got Yoru. I actually think Yoru is kind of a sleeper pick on Pearl now that it's back. His flashes and teleports can get a lot of value, and this agent can be incredible when used by the right person due to his high skill ceiling. If you get good at Yoru, he can definitely be an agent that you can main all the way up to Immortal pretty easily. I think he's underutilized in rank though. People like Exter and Ziptie make Yoru look a lot easier than he is. In 5th place, I chose Reyna. Traditionally, she's not even a great pick due to what she lacks for team play, but for ranked, I think she's easily one of the best picks out there for most ranks in the game, especially low elo. Not only can she self-sustain with ease, but when she needs to get involved with the team, she's got flashes and probably one of the best kits in the game for being the second entry due to her dismiss and potential heal. Just don't pick this agent and lurk and you're good to go. In 4th place, we got Jet, the op queen. Jet's kit is entirely based around quick thinking, fast reactions, and her dash is the easiest get out of jail free card in the game other than chamber TP. Her smokes can be used for fast one-ways and getting out of sticky situations, but the craziest part about Jet is the unpredictability you have on this agent. One round you can be opping and the next round you can be walking out mid with a Vandal taking aggressive angles. The ability to be dynamic on her makes her a great agent. In 3rd place, we have Cypher. I used to have him at 2nd, but since Pearl got updated and he can't put his one-way trip at B main anymore, I dropped him down a bit. That map feels way more playable ever since the update. Having to counterpick against the Cypher every game was miserable, but none of this takes away from the fact his kit is absolutely insane still. He's a great agent on every map in the map pool right now. Arguably though, the best sentinel of them all. In second place, I had to choose Neon. This agent is such a problem in rank currently. Everyone's getting headshotted by a sliding Neon left and right. I'd do anything to go back to the Jet and Raze meta at this point. Despite how I feel about Neon, she's indisputably one of the best ranked agents right now. If you want to crutch an agent, she's definitely one of the best to do it. With her kit currently is insane. Temid is absolutely living a dream right now, and it is absurd that he can get away with this. And finally, at number 1, I put Clove. They've been pretty much the best agent in rank since they were added to the game, with the highest win rate. Basically every rank in every region, according to Valorant Tracker, they've been absolutely dominating it. I wouldn't be surprised if every game in my career has a Clove in it. The main factor of Clove's viability in rank is being able to smoke after death, which allows you to play fast-paced with your team. Here's a look at my completed tier list. Let me know what you guys think and if you agree or disagree. And if you enjoyed the video, drop a like and subscribe.